Fabio Wardley versus Moses Itauma, okay, for the world title. A serious test for both before the big boss. Once again, people, Sergey Lepine, okay? Now, I've done a similar video about 5 days ago, and we're hearing the same stuff from Team Usyk. And I know what they're doing. They're letting this new blood of fighters duke it out to see if they earn the right to fight for the undisputed crown. Okay? And how do you do that? Well, that's easy. You drop one of the belts. You let them fight in hell and high water for it. You know, fight for the glory. You know, and that's how you become champion, and that's how becoming champion then elevates you for the opportunity to take on Oleksander Usyk. That's all it is. You know, and it's a smart move because it's a way for Usyk to build his resume that much more. You drop a belt without even losing it. You let someone else fight for it. Then you come back up and retrieve it and pick it back up. That's what you do. And I see nothing wrong with that. I think that for me, though, honestly, okay, 4-time undisputed. Once at cruiser, twice at super heavy, then one more, that's 4. That's 4-time undisputed champion. But then how much credit do you give Usyk for not fighting them both instead of them both fighting each other? See, it's 2 ways you can look at this. 2. 1, you could say, well, that's an easy way for Usyk to sort out who deserves to fight him. Because Fabio Wardley fighting Moses Itauma would be one hell of a fight. Because one thing we know about Fabio ain't just going to go down with a couple combinations and, you know what I mean, and be worn and be waved off. He's not going to do that. But we get to see if Moses Itauma has what it takes to take a punch and even have that ability like we already know Fabio Wardley has. You know what I mean? However, what happens if Fabio beats Moses? You know what I mean? And then Moses goes on to retrieve himself, redeem himself, and not get that opportunity because of the chances that he took to get the opportunity, which he came up short against, right? What happens then? He doesn't get the opportunity. And for me, I would prefer Usyk fight all of them. I get Caballero, Moses Itauma, Fabio Wardley, even Joseph Parker, because that would make his resume stiff and reliable. You know, because one thing that Max Kellerman did say that, hey, yeah, I think his resume is sort of thin. It is sort of thin. You know, and then these type of strategies are causing his resume to look that much thinner. Because if you make 2 guys fight each other, just like Hrgovic and Danny Dubois, right? He waited until one of them lost and won and gave him the opportunity. See, had Hrgovic beat Danny Dubois, he would have fought Hrgovic, but Daniel beat him, right? So, you know, there's a lot to, you know, it's smarter instead of harder, right? It's smarter instead of harder. And I think what Team Usyk's going to do, based on them continuously saying the same stuff, they're going to drop the WBO. Okay, that's all I see. They're going to drop the WBO, and then Fabio and Moses are then going to fight for it. And whoever wins will then fight Usyk. That's it. You know, I would love for Usyk's resume to gleam and shine through, to see him challenge these different styles of this new blood of people, to see how he can handle them. Because I don't even really think it's about, it's not all about giving a new up-and-coming fighter the opportunity. It's about how the older, seasoned champ that we know that's proven himself, how can he prove himself again and again and again with different styles while he's getting older. That's what I'm interested in. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Sergey Lapine, once again, interested in the idea of Fabio Wardley versus Moses Itauma to fight for the WBO, or one of the belts, in order to fight the king, Oleksander Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.